Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Erik Voss, and is Marvel Studios' plan for Avengers Kang Dynasty completely going back to the drawing board? Some unconfirmed rumors are claiming screenwriter Jeff Loveness is being replaced, on top of the title character and big bad of Marvel's Multiverse Saga, Kang the Conqueror, facing some uncertainty after Jonathan Majors has been going through some legal drama. I have held off discussing this story, and I won't be getting into all the legal details in this video, but we are going to discuss Marvel's narrative strategy and where they might go from here. In this brave new world where one of their best directors is leaving and everybody's going on strike. And if you want to support our growing network here at New Rockstars, the best way to support us is to grab a multiverse dive over at nerdriot.shop. Okay, these rumors about screenwriter Jeff Loveness are coming from Scooper Jeff Snyder, who dropped this on he and John Roca's The Hot Mic podcast.
My source is saying that Jeff Loveness is off of the Kang Dynasty and that he fell off before the strike.
Though we should note, even Jeff says it is unconfirmed, but this is coming out as Ant-Man the Wasp: Quantumania releases on Disney Plus after making nearly $150 million less globally than 2018's Ant-Man and the Wasp. Now, one of the greatest sins in Hollywood media coverage is singling out a movie's screenwriter for a film's box office failure or box office success. Obviously, a film screenplay is incredibly important and cannot be replicated with AI for any studio heads listening, but a film's performance is a factor of many decisions, and really that buck stops with the director and the studio. I think people blame the writing or the VFX because while directors love going on in interviews about the process and their vision, writers and VFX artists are troll people who spin their gold in caves, while the angry village mob outside doesn't understand what the job of a screenwriter or VFX artist really entails. Especially at Marvel, writers and artists are scrambling to keep up with increasingly unrealistic demands from above to completely rework stories up until the last minute. So if it is true that Loveness was dropped from Quantumania, but Peyton Reed keeps getting to direct Mandalorian episodes, that is total bullshit in my view. But this does speak to a bit of a perfect storm of concerns over at Marvel Studios for their future. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is the biggest critical and commercial success the studio's had in several titles, making it even sadder for Marvel fans that James Gunn is leaving to head DC for Warner Brothers. Many at Disney are likely regretting temporarily firing Gunn in the summer of 2018, which led to the delay of Guardians Volume 3 to now, when it was originally going to start Marvel Phase 4 in May 2020. So think about that. It was going to go Endgame, then Far From Home, then Guardians Volume 3. Woof! Now, a lot of people ask me how I'm able to stay focused researching all these videos, and honestly, it's one of these. Focusing. Activision. So One-Shot Energy Chews are a healthy and convenient energy boosting supplement candy for gamers, athletes, YouTube hosts, everybody really. They make Energy Chews and Focus Chews. The Focus Chews are really my go-to, but it really just depends on what you need. Each Energy Chew has 75 milligrams of pure caffeine plus 600 milligrams of additional nootropics that give you a serious energy boost that works immediately as you chew. Focus Chews, now available in limited edition New Rockstars themed packaging. They really help me concentrate and give a natural boost of energy with B, C, D, and E vitamins, plus zinc to help with immune system support and the amino acid tyrosine. Both the Energy Chews and Focus Chews are plant-based, naturally sweetened, and designed to give you the energy and focus you need without a bunch of fillers and chemicals. Get started with One-Shot Energy today by going to oneshotenergy.com/newrockstars for 10% off your order. Meanwhile, the once face of Marvel's future, and I guess its present and its past, Kang the Conqueror, is now a source of uncertainty. On March 25th, Jonathan Majors was arrested in Manhattan and charged with several counts of assault in the third degree, 3 counts of attempted assault in the third degree, 1 count of aggravated harassment in the second degree, and 1 count of harassment in the second degree, after an incident that reportedly took place between Majors and his girlfriend, in which his girlfriend was allegedly hospitalized. Now, Majors and his attorney deny the accusations. There has been a lot of statements made, and Majors is scheduled to appear in court on June 13th. This is an actively developing story. I am not a lawyer, and the last thing we need are YouTubers sorting through the evidence like Nancy Grace, because you know what happens when you do that, YouTube? You become pawns either for the prosecution or the defense as they use you to try this case out in the media. For the love of God, stop doing that. I think the best thing said about this was on May 5th by my colleague Joanna Robinson, who has co-written an extremely well-researched book on the MCU. She's one of the top Marvel experts with a ton of sources at the studio. She had this interesting statement on the Ringers The Big Picture podcast.
Yeah, I don't think you and I are very interested in saying like what Marvel should or shouldn't do, etc. going forward, but we know that this is a huge problem for them that they're facing, that they're grappling with right now. And what's unprecedented in this for Marvel is, I would argue, they've never hung so much of a franchise on one actor as they decide to hang it on Jonathan Majors after his Loki performance and his Ant-Man Quantumania performance. I was told by someone who works for Marvel that it was not the plan to make Kang the center of everything until they saw the dailies in Quantumania and after his performance in Loki, which was so strong. They were like, this is it. This is our way forward. We've lost our varsity hero team, but let's center around this guy, Kang, and this incredible performer that so many people are reacting to. And I would argue more than Downey as Iron Man and like more than Brolin as Thanos, like this hanging everything on this guy who was gonna then crop up in all of their properties leading up to something called the Kang Dynasty has put them in a very unusual position. They don't usually hang so much on one person or one thing the way that they did here. And yeah, it's put them in the bind. We don't know what they're going to do. I've heard conflicting stories about they are going to replace him. They're not even considering replacing him, et cetera, et cetera. We don't know, but it is just one more thing.
Joanna, as usual, hits the nail on the head. After Loki, Marvel put all their chips on Jonathan Majors, and in the post-credit scene of Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania, they implied that he would be playing every iteration of Kang. Now yes, you could argue Marvel also bet big on Josh Brolin in the Infinity Saga, and we should note that Josh Brolin had his own history of a 2004 domestic abuse arrest that Hollywood seems to have moved on from. But Thanos was one big name in a universe full of heavyweights. The Avengers, not Thanos, were the faces of the MCU back in those days. Now, Marvel seems to have lost its varsity roster, while Kang, all the Kangs, was their backup plan. Now, that plan is complicated. Marvel has said they are moving forward with Loki Season 2 coming October 6th, one scene of which we saw as Quantumania's second post-credit scene with Kang variant Victor Timely. There have been some unconfirmed rumors from Alex Perez from the Cosmic Circus that Marvel is sticking with its Multiverse Saga plan in Kang, but whether or not they stick with Kang will be answered at the end of Loki Season 2. Perez also hinted that some Kang scenes might be being reshot, but he wouldn't say which ones. He also claimed that there was an order on promotional material from Disney saying that Quantumania articles shouldn't mention Jonathan Majors. I was not able to confirm any of this, so take it all with a grain of salt. But if they are reshooting anything, their options are limited. The ongoing writer's strike has already halted a number of Marvel productions, and any new script material being written right now for Loki Season 2 would be a serious WGA violation. And I don't care if it's being written by that Kevin robot they got in the vault. That robot's a scab. Also, reports are saying that Marvel productions in particular are especially at risk due to the studio's tendency to rewrite scripts late into production. And now, the Actors Union, SAG-AFTRA, authorized a strike vote, with voting closing on June 5th, and if it passes, no actors will be able to show up to set to shoot or reshoot anything. So, where does Marvel go from here? Well, you gotta imagine Marvel Studios and Disney are quickly drawing up contingency plans. They're not gonna talk about them, but they got the plans. Some might say a recast of Majors could be done simply without fanfare, like when they recast Rhodey from Terrence Howard to Don Cheadle in Iron Man 2.
Look, it's me. I'm here to deal with it. Let's move on.
Or who knows, Marvel could give several actors a huge opportunity and cast a dynasty of 7 up-and-coming actors to play the whole Kang Dynasty. But really, it is too soon to speculate. Majors has not been convicted of anything, and in this country, you are innocent until proven guilty. We gotta let this play out. You could say Marvel should wait until Majors' next court appearance on June 13th, but that strike vote ends on June 5th, and this case is gonna play out for months, so that studio is likely moving fast on backup plans behind the scenes. I am gonna propose something extreme and suggest that no matter what the news brings over the next several months, this July at Comic-Con, Marvel Studios would definitely benefit from announcing a hard reset after Phase 6 ends with Avengers Secret Wars. Just acknowledge that things are crazy and directionless right now in the Multiverse Saga. Embrace that chaos as part of the plan and say that after all these forces collide in Secret Wars, the franchise will, we promise, do a hard reboot with a new lineup of Avengers, Fantastic Four, X-Men, and the rest. A new Tony Stark, new Wolverine, new T'Challa. Some actors might survive Secret Wars and remain, some will return to their home universes, some might die forever, but after the dust settles, leading a new 616 will be a lineup of Marvel heroes we can really get behind. That way, we'll all be going into Secret Wars, campaigning and pulling for our particular hero to survive the reset. It'll be Civil War, Infinity War all over again. Let them fight it out. It'll give the world time to sort itself out. But I want to hear from you. What course do you think Marvel should take? Hey, a reminder to subscribe to our new channel, The Deep Dive. You can support us by grabbing some merch, like our Multiverse Dive shirt at nerdriot.shop. Also subscribe to our third channel, The Break Room. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at EA Voss. Follow New Rockstars and subscribe to New Rockstars for more analysis of everything you love. Thanks for watching. Bye.